guys, welcome to my channel. So I'm a little bit sick, or my voice is sick. I don't really know how to say it. Anyways, I've been working on this project for a really long time, and this is for all my bullet journal friends, everyone who's interested in that. So basically, when I started bullet journaling, my biggest struggle was actually the weekly spreads, because I found that everything else was so laid out. There were so many versions of it, and weekly spreads, there were loads of versions, but I thought it was really hard to find, and I had difficulty kind of just coming up with what to do. My biggest advancement within my bullet journal, I think, are my weekly spreads, because I've just experimented so much with it. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you guys 15 bullet journal templates, and I've created these templates so you guys can print them out if you like. And I do realize I've written with my own writing. I'd love it if you guys just took this for inspiration if you'd like. And also, I've written this in ink, but all the suggestions at the bottom, you see I've written it in pencil. So I'm gonna erase the extra stuff, because I know that the extra stuff that you put on your weekly spreads is very personal, and it's also something that changes a lot from week to week. So this is just kind of to show you guys examples or something like that, just fill the space. As you guys can see, I have marked off loads of pages that I'm going to show you guys that are examples of these spreads. So this first one is probably one I've used the most, and it just has events at the top, or important things, and then what I have to do here, and then the title in the middle, and then we have a next week. Here is an example of this sort of spread, and here I have my events, and I also have the name at the top and the date. I think I had school stuff here, or YouTube or something, and then regular, and then I filled this with whatever I wanted to fill it with. It's the exact same format, but I've just tweaked it to be wherever I want it to be, and that's what's so great about these formats, is that you can make them however you like. Here is another one I did. This was the Christmas week I did, and so the day is at the lights up there, and the events at the top, and of course, you guys can see I've decorated loads. I think these are so cute. Here's another version of doing it. As you guys can see here, I put the events and stuff at the top, and also the name at the top, but I haven't actually made sections between the days. And here's another one where I have the events at the top and the same format, and this one has a Mickey Mouse theme, and it's super cute, but these are all this format right here. So the next one is a version of the first one, and this one is at the bottom, but it also has two sections, events and regular, and then you can fill the stuff at the top. Maybe some people may like that better. I only have one example of this exact way of doing it, and it's this Teletubbies theme I had once. And here I have three sections actually, same format, and this is one way of doing it. This is basically the same thing, but here I have the events below the name. I usually like having them above for some reason, because then it's the first thing I see. And this is the first spread that I ever made of this type of way of putting it. Actually, I have Sunday down here because I've spaced it a little bit differently, but I absolutely love this page. I love the decorations at the top, and this is probably one of my favorite bullet journal page. I remember when I made this weekly spread, I felt revolutionized. Yeah, so this is one example. So this is another example of how you can do it. Here, I've actually put the times of the day at the top here, and then I've colored in the boxes, and I've made notes of the events that are at the time, so that when I look, I can see exactly which ones are what I have to do that have a specific time to it. And this is also one way of scheduling the event at the top and then having what to do in between. And here I have loads of different gadgets and stuff. Yeah, this is also a great way of doing the spread. Here's another one. On this one, I actually have the events at the bottom, I think. And here I also kind of sectioned off Saturday and Sunday, so they're half-half. This is also a really cute theme. I really like this theme. This next one has loads of gadgets on this side that are written in pencil, and then when you turn it, it has the information of events and to do this way. This is a little bit smaller, so this is if you don't plan too much and you have more of the general planning that needs to be done. This is one way of doing it, and I only have one example of doing it this way, and it's this one right here. This is not my best spread. I actually kind of hate this spread, but that's a different story. Here this week I was at dance camp, and I didn't really need so much planning, but I needed to do more of a budget and a weather and meal tracker and that sort of thing. So I did that instead, the planning for that week, where I have plans, events, and personal stuff. This next one is one that I actually find to be extremely useful. This one has all the events at the top here, but you can still have like sections like this so that you can get a little bit more space this way if you like that better, and you still get a little bit of space down here for like other stuff. And I just really like this format, and I did a really cool, like few cool ones of this particular format. And the first one I did look like this, and I remember being really proud of it because I had like the date under here, and the writing was pretty cool too. Yeah, so you get more space to write on those particular days, and you can section it off however you want. Like I use dots here and calligraphy, but you can do it like literally however you want. I really like this spread. Here's another one of the same spread. Oh, this one is actually a Valentine's Day one, and that's why it's decorated in like pink and red and stuff. But it's the exact same thing going on, and just a variation of to show you guys how creative you can actually be with the layouts. Here is another way of doing it. This one's just kind of fun. So what I did when I did this one is that I had events at the top, and then I had the name, and then I also had like important stuff to do. So like things I need to do that weren't events but like still super important that day. And then these boxes are the days of the week, and I kind of sectioned it off this way because I thought it'd be fun. So this is a way prettier version of the one that I did. This is the way I did it. Yeah, I like the colors and stuff, but I didn't measure out exactly the boxes and stuff, but I just wrote the name wherever it seemed to fit on the layout. But this is like a more fun way of just doing your layouts, and I liked it at the time. The next one looks like this, and this one is also super useful. It has the events at the side here, and then you can fill the middle space with whatever you want, and then you have the days of the week here. Now I divided it so that it was 4 on each side, so it means that you have like 2 leftovers next week. I always write next week because I think it's super useful, but I'm really sorry if you guys want to like download them and then it says next week and you don't really like it. Apologies, that's just the way it is. So yeah, it gives you more space for other stuff as well. I did a few different ones of this one. This is one example. Here I did a quote, I think, and then I did the events and the month, notes, and the boxes here are quite small, but I kind of intertwined letters with the box, which I think look cute, and just filled it with doodles instead. This is another way of doing it. Here I just had a focus of the week and the events here, and all the weekly ones here, and it worked out really well. And this is the last one that I did with the squares theme on this side and that theme on the events here. So this one I didn't fill anything in the space, which bothers me, but it still is one way of decorating it. Here is just the Christmas tree, which is one way you can do the events, and just I had kind of fun with it. This one I kind of did for fun. It's basically the same format as the other one, but like I just did it a little bit more creatively because I felt like it. So here I have all the days of the week this way, and I actually wrote everything in pencil on this one, so you could do like Monday or whatever, however you like with all of these boxes, and I think that's really cool. And the original thought is to have events here and next week there to like follow the slanted theme, so this is definitely possible for download. This is the one that I did with this format, and I actually really hated this page because I spent so little time on it, but the template that I've made is much more worked on than this one. But I also have the events here and the days of the week here, but I could definitely have thought more about it, and that's kind of what I've done with the template. It's like better sectioned and equally sectioned more, be more useful really. Here is a super simple layout that I think looks really nice, and it's basically just the days of the week and next week if you want a really simple way of doing it. This is one way I did it. This is the first time I did it, and I absolutely love the page. I love the colors that I used, the gold and like violet-ish color, but here I had tasks at the bottom, and I just find that this is like a little bit limited for just, you know, general stuff where I just want to put those gadgets, you know, but if you like this, then this is definitely an option. Here is also a version of this. This is not the exact same format because it's not 4 boxes on each side, but this is the Halloween page that I did, and I absolutely love this page. Here I did the same, it's the same boxes, everything, but I also started like writing a little bit on the sides and like in the bubbles and stuff. So this is one way you can kind of modify that page. The next one is literally the most simple spread you can ever make. In this one, I basically just had the days of the week here, and then you can fill the last 2 with whatever you want, or you can just erase it and make other gadgets, and that's the idea. And also what's great about this one is that it leaves a lot of room for doing different stuff on the sides, like making a timetable or a book to write how many pages you read or how many coffees you drank, or you know, anything you want to write, and also space for more doodles if you want to be more creative with it. But yeah, I used this a couple of times, but it didn't really stick for me, but I'm gonna show you guys anyways. This is one way that I did this spread. Here I have the times of the day to kind of organize how I was gonna divide my day. And instead of putting like this free space at the bottom, I put it at the top. I really like this. I think it's really cute and quirky, and it's definitely not refined, but I also really like the look of it and the colors, and this works really well if you do really modify it in your own way. Here's another way of doing this. This was actually the second spread that I ever made in my bullet journal, which is really fun. And here I also did the same with the calligraphy stuff. And here's one version that I did the doodles and stuff. So the weather and the moon cycles and how many pages I read and coffee and stuff when I was like really into it in the beginning. Yeah, I think this page is super cute. Here is another version of the first one. This is basically the same thing, but here you can divide it with events and to do, or you can do school and other stuff, or whatever you want to do, you can do with this. And this one also leaves space for like other stuff that you can add, like weather or timetables and stuff. I only have one of these to show you guys because it didn't really fit me, but you guys might like it. So here is the one I made, and I did the writing in the middle. The only thing with this one is that it's a little bit hard to distinguish that these two are like together and these two are together and not like these two. But that's obviously super personal, but here is one way to do it. Here is another way that I actually did it for a while, and I really like this way, especially if you're more like a traditional calendar type of gal. Here I basically have my normal what to do in this side, or you can switch it up obviously, and this side I have a timetable, and here you can just basically write in everything you have, or you can color in the different stuff. This I think is really useful if you want to like actually plan out your days more thoroughly. Here is one version of this way. This one is mirrored, but whatever. So here I have the more thoroughly planning, and here I also had space for like a next week. And this was just the normal to do. Here's the first one I made with this format. The difference is that this one doesn't have any dots. So this part is kind of like a guesstimation and not really exact. This is very pretty, so that's why I show this page to you guys as well. So this one is one that I use sometimes when I really need to write a lot. This works for some. Here I have events to do in school, but obviously you can part it however you like. If you want to have it like all in a row. So this is the only one I have to show you guys that I did with this format, with dates here, personal, YouTube, and events I had at the time. But I also had like a reading tracker at the bottom, and goals and trackers and food and stuff like that. It's not particularly pretty, but also very useful. Here is a very straightforward format. This is exactly like a calendar. So here you have all the times, and then you can fill out literally everything you need at the actual time. So here I have some next week's, and I also did like Monday, Tuesday, like small slots for each day, which I think is really useful. I might continue doing this in one of my other spreads. And here I just did goals, but you can also fill it with whatever you like. I also sectioned weekend off with 2. I've never done this spreads this way, so I can't show you guys how I would do it. But here is a template for those of you who want it. So this last spread might seem strange, but it's kind of more of an encouragement to you guys and to me too. So this one I just randomly put the days of the week wherever I want to put them. And I added some washi tape. I also did some doodles and different stuff you can do. So here I did like, this is my favorite color right now, and meals, or insert inspiring quote, or doodles, or today's a magical day, or anything you like. So I wanted to put this template up for download. If you guys just want to try it, I should definitely try it. I definitely haven't. I think it would be a great way to kind of be more creative in your daily life. So guys, those are all the spreads that I have. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you do actually download any of these, then please, please, please do tell me which of these spreads you did download. I'll have the number in the corner of each of these spreads. You'll probably see during the video, and then you guys can comment which number you downloaded if you did, or if you liked these inspirations, any particular one. And I hope you guys all have a great day, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.
You look so cute sitting in your bow. I wanna suck out your eyeballs and rip out your throat. I wanna suck out your eyeballs and rip out your throat.